Hi, this is Riddle. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you and talk to you about collecting ethnic art. Ethnic art, oh gosh, it's a double-edged sword. And let me explain this to you, why it's a double-edged sword. Most people that collect ethnic art are people who love to travel. And it's so wonderful to bring back a piece of your experience in the form of something physical and beautiful to hold on to some of those memories from traveling. This piece actually came from the Shipibo Indians in the Amazon in Peru. I went there and did the Ayahuasca ceremony, and it was quite an amazing experience, and I was lucky enough to dig around and collect this piece. It's a really large piece, and it's hanging on my wall in my guest bedroom. It's probably 4.5, 4 by 4, 4.5 by 4. So this is a good example of the traditional Shipibo tapestry work that was just black and white. If you look closer, you can see to the left there's a human face on both sides. There's a nose and a chin, and the mouth has a straw going to the ayahuasca vine, which is drawing out its essence to reach that higher level of consciousness. This is the actual vine where they cut it off at the top, releasing the power of the plant spirit, and the serpent has a lot to do with the spirituality of this iconism. And these intense designs, this detail, is very similar to the crazy molecular shapes, but in psychedelic colors that you experience when you're taking the ayahuasca trip, for lack of better words. So why is ethnic art a double-edged sword? Because you want to support the artist, but often their pieces are way underpriced. And because they don't value their work, and often the world doesn't recognize it as valid art, it's a dying art form. And many fantastic ethnic art forms such as beading, basket weaving, and what have you are literally disappearing because the people who know how to do this and pass on the tradition have no one to pass the tradition on to. All the kids are moving to the cities and leaving the jungles and the tribes, and they just have no interest in living in poverty. Of course, who would? So it's important that when you're consuming good art, that you always be fair with the price. Don't try to talk people down, and sometimes maybe give them a little extra if you can. Here's a second example of a Shipibo piece. And what's interesting about this is, so this is an adaptation. They started using super bright colors, and there's some amazing weaving work in this. And they did this because all the foreigners, they like bright colors. They're happy, happy, happy. And so in order to sell more pieces of work and to adapt to the market, now they're started making these incredibly bright colored psychedelic pieces to meet the needs of the consumer. So I'm really glad I got an example of both, because ultimately the highest purpose of art is to record history. And what you're seeing here is the adaptation of a culture for survival, survival monetarily, and also survival to keep the actual work alive. So that's the other edge of the sword, is that I think ethnic art is an incredible investment because it's disappearing as the rainforests, as the cultures disappear. So are these incredible works. And so if you can manage to get your hands on pieces, do it. Do it quickly, because in the future these are going to be very rare and very valuable. I'll have more videos to come on other parts of my ethnic art collection, but today I wanted to specifically focus on the work of the Shipibo Indians and the ayahuasca connection. For those of you who have experienced ayahuasca or are interested in experiencing ayahuasca and going to Peru. Thanks for visiting my channel. If you enjoy it, please subscribe. It helps. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other.